what's been happening so far this morning?
So, since early morning hours, we've seen a significant rise in the intensity and the range of rockets that are being fired from Gaza at Israeli civilians. We're in Ashkelon now, but the range of rockets has been expanded to Ashdod and even north than that. So we see that the terrorists are expanding their range towards the north. We, on our side, have expanded our activities as well, and we have struck additional targets belonging both to Hamas and the Islamic Jihad. And as per the directives given by the Chief of the General Staff, Lieutenant General Aviv Kochavi, we are preparing to enhance our operations even more. We see that Hamas has no regard neither for our civilian lives or for Palestinian civilian lives, and we see again their attack against us as totally unacceptable and are prepared to make them pay the price for their aggression against us.
How many strikes have been in Gaza, have you had in Gaza so far?
So the IDF has conducted more than 150 strikes as of early afternoon hours, Israel time. We've conducted more than 150 strikes at different targets all across the Gaza Strip. We try to every extent possible to strike only military targets, and we try to distinguish between civilians, non-combatants, and those militants. So far, more than 15 Hamas and Islamic Jihad operatives have been killed in our strikes, and it is our aim to continue to hunt the terrorists down while trying to minimize, to the extent possible, the amount of non-combatants that are harmed by activities.
Do you have any update on those reports about the civilian casualties, including 9 children who were killed in a strike yesterday?
At this time, no. What I can say is that we take all those reports very seriously. It is not something that we take lightly. But I can say that as these massive barrages of rockets continue from Gaza, we know that the failure rate of rockets from Gaza towards Israel is exceptionally high this round. More than a third of the rockets that the terrorists are firing, they fall short and they land in Gaza. So it cannot be ruled out that some of the civilian casualties inside Gaza are a result of failing fire inside Gaza. But having said that, we make the utmost efforts to minimize the collateral damage in our strikes.
And have there been any civilian casualties in Israel in the recent rockets from this morning?
We have reports of wounded Israeli civilians here in Ashkelon, early morning hours, the very building that we were in. There's a critically wounded Israeli and I believe 5 additional Israelis who were wounded. And there are reports of wounded Israelis in Ashdod and in another location in Ashkelon. So unfortunately, that number is rising. We started the day with 5 and now there's additional Israeli civilians wounded. We hope to keep that number as low as possible, and we hope and we operate constantly to have the success rate of the Iron Dome as high as possible. We're above 90%. And I think it's within everybody's interest, first and foremost our interest to save Israeli lives, but others as well, to have that success rate as high as possible.
Now, we know that 5,000 reserve troops have been called up. Do we have any more updates on activities such as that, more reserve troops being called up?
So what we are reinforcing is the Southern Command, the Gaza Division, intelligence capabilities, Air Force capabilities, and striking capabilities. That's what we are reinforcing. At this stage, we're not talking about different operations. We are preparing and we are assessing different scenarios, and we have been ordered by the Chief of Staff to prepare and expand our operations, but that is not the stage that we are in yet.